Hello. So this is a book we've already read in class at least once, but it's one of my favorites, and I brought home a bunch of the Strega books, so that hopefully we can maybe go through a lot of them because they're pretty good old tales. So this is called Strega, an old tale retold and illustrated by Tomie dePaola. It has a lot of Italian, well, not a lot, but it has some Italian in it, so I'll try not to butcher that, but give me a little bit of a break. It is a Caldecott winner. So the Caldecott is for really, I believe, really great illustrations. I'm pretty sure. I'll look into that. Okay, so Striga by Tomie dePaola. So, in a town in Calabria a long time ago, there lived an old lady everyone called Striga, which meant Grandma Witch. Although all the people in town talked about her in whispers, they all went to her if they had troubles. Even the priests and the Sisters of the Covenant went, because Striga did have a magic touch. Wow, that was not on the camera. She could cure a headache with oil and water and hairpins. She made special potions for the girls who wanted husbands. And she was very good at getting rid of warts. So here he has a big wart on his nose beforehand, and now he's leaving all happy because he does not have that bump on his nose anymore. But Striganona was getting old, and she needed someone to help her keep the little house and garden. So she put up a sign in the town square. And Big Anthony, who didn't pay attention, went to see her. "Anthony," said Striganona, "you must sweep the house and wash the dishes. You must weed the garden and pick the vegetables. You must feed the goat and milk her. And you must fetch the water. For this I will give you 3 coins and a place to sleep and food to eat." "Oh, grazie," said Big Anthony. "The one thing you must never do," said Striganona, "is touch the pasta pot. It is very valuable, and I don't let anyone touch it." "Oh, see, yes," said Big Anthony. And so the days went by. Big Anthony did his work, and Striganona met with the people who came to see her for headaches and husbands and warts. Big Anthony had a nice bed to sleep in next to the goat shed, and he had food to eat. One evening, when Big Anthony was milking the goat, he heard Striganona singing. Peeking in the window, he saw Striganona standing next to the pasta pot. There's Striganona singing to the pasta pot. "Bubble, bubble, pasta pot, boil me some pasta nice and hot. I'm hungry and it's time to sup. Boil enough pasta to fill me up." And the pasta pot bubbled and boiled and was suddenly filled with steaming hot pasta. Then Striganona sang, "Enough, enough, pasta pot. I have my pasta nice and hot, so simmer down, my pot of clay, until I'm hungry another day." "How wonderful," said Big Anthony. "That's a magic pot, for sure." And Striganona called Big Anthony in for supper. But too bad for Big Anthony, because he didn't see Striganona blow 3 kisses to the magic pot. She's calling him in. 1 kiss, 2 kiss, 3 kiss. Did I skip something? Okay, I didn't. And this is what happened. The next day, when Big Anthony went to the town square to fetch water, he told everyone about the pasta pot. And naturally, everyone laughed at him, because it sounded so silly. "A pot that cooked all by itself? You'd better go and confess to the priest, Big Anthony," they said. "Such a lie!" And Big Anthony was angry. That wasn't a very good thing to be. "I'll show them," he said to himself. "Some day I will get that pasta pot and make it cook, and they'll be sorry." That day came sooner than even Big Anthony would have thought. because 2 days later, Striga said to Big Anthony, Anthony, I must go over the mountain to the next town to see my friend Striga Amelia. Sweep the house and weed the garden. Feed the goat, and remember, don't touch the pasta pot. Oh, yes, yes, Striga said Big Anthony. But inside he was thinking, my chance has come. As soon as Striga was out of sight, Big Anthony went inside, pulled the pasta pot off the shelf, and put it on the floor. I have a cat scratching underneath my bed right now. Now let's see if I can remember the words, said Big Anthony. And Big Anthony sang, Bubble, bubble, pasta pot, boil me some pasta nice and hot. I'm hungry and it's time to sup. Boil enough pasta to fill me up. And sure enough, the pot bubbled and boiled and began to fill with pasta. Ah, said Big Anthony, and he ran to the town square, jumped on the fountain, and shouted, Everyone, get forks and plates and platters and bowls. Pasta for all at Striga house. Big Anthony has made the magic pasta pot work. Of course, everyone laughed, but ran home to get forks and plates and platters and bowls, and sure enough, when they got to Striga the pasta pot was so full it was beginning to overflow. Big Anthony was a hero. He scooped out pasta and filled plates and platters and bowls. There was more than enough for all the townspeople, including the priests and sisters from the covenant. And some people came back for 2 and 3 helpings, but the pot was never empty. When all had their fill, Big Anthony sang, Enough, enough, pasta pot, I have my pasta nice and hot, so simmer down, my pot of clay, until I'm hungry another day. But alas, he did not blow the 3 kisses. He went outside, and to the applause of the crowd, Big Anthony took a bow, and he was so busy listening to the compliments from everyone that he did not notice the pasta pot was still bubbling and boiling until the sisters from the covenant said, Oh, Big Anthony, look! And pasta was pouring out of the pot all over the floor of Striga house and was coming out the door. Big Anthony rushed in and shouted the magic words again, but the pot kept bubbling. He took the pot off the floor, but the pasta kept on pouring. Big Anthony grabbed a cover and put it on the pot and sat on it. But the pasta raised the cover, and Big Anthony as well, and spilled on the floor of Striga house. Stop! Yelled Big Anthony. The pasta did not stop, and if someone hadn't grabbed poor Big Anthony, the pasta would have covered him up. The pasta had all but filled the little house. Out of the window and through the door came the pasta, and the pot kept right on bubbling. The townspeople began to worry. Do something, Big Anthony, they shouted. Big Anthony sang the magic song again, but without the 3 kisses it did no good. By the time the pasta was on its way down the road, all the people were running to keep ahead of it. We must protect our town from the pasta, shouted the mayor. Get mattresses, tables, doors, anything to make a barricade. But even that didn't work. The pasta kept on bubbling, and the pasta kept on coming. Oh, sorry, the pot kept on bubbling, and the pasta kept on coming. So here you can see they've kind of built a barricade of tables and mattresses and doors, and here's this giant amount of pasta building up behind it, waiting to spill over into the town. And there it goes. We are lost, said the people, and the priests and the sisters of the covenant began to pray. The pasta will cover our town, they cried. And it certainly would have, had Strega Nona not come down the road, home from her visit, she did not have to look twice to know what had happened. She sang the magic song and blew the 3 kisses with a with that. Oh wait, and blew the 3 kisses, and with a sputter the pot stopped boiling, and the pasta came to a halt. Oh, grazie, thank you, Strega Nona, the people cried. But they turned on poor Big Anthony. String 'em up, the men of the town shouted. Now wait, said Strega Nona. The punishment must fit the crime. And she took a fork from a lady standing nearby and held it out to Big Anthony. All right, Anthony, you wanted pasta from my magic pasta pot, Strega Nona said, and I want to sleep in my little bed tonight. So start eating. And he did. Poor Big Anthony. I can see his belly getting bigger and bigger. There's Strega Nona sleeping her big with Big Anthony upset outside. Okay, so it might be a good idea to subscribe so you can keep seeing videos like this. I'm going to look up what the Caldecott Award is for real quick. Medal. Yep, illustrations. So this won a Caldecott for its great illustrations in books. So yeah, we'll keep reading through some different Strega Nona books. Like I said, subscribe so that you can get updates about it, or join the Facebook group where these will also be posted. And then there should be learning plans coming out slowly soon for what at-home learning is going to look like. It will be more organized and structured than this. Okay, bye.